our previous podcast about friend breakups because I don't think we got into the nitty gritty of it.
Nah.
So much more.
So much more to talk
Finished,
about.
and I was like, nah.
He was like, nah, I got so much more to say. So
That was a good conversation, though.
It really was.
I did enjoy that. I think
Likewise.
that you guys will enjoy it too. And then this one only gets more realer.
So since Trip, you wanted to extend this episode, I think that you should get us to where we need to go.
No, I feel like overall we did a really good job with the conversation from last week, but we didn't even get to touch on.
We didn't get to touch a lot of stuff.
The proper way that friends should break up. Is there a proper way?
Is there a proper way?
Like,
Yes.
So how do you? All right, if you had to give a
yeah, you give me your
breakdown of how
proper friendship breakup.
I think a proper friendship breakup is, it has to be amicable, right? We have to agree that maybe
Amicable. Gotcha.
amicable.
is amicable.
I know, I'm just being
I said it wrong.
No, you said it right.
Oh,
I said it wrong. You know.
amicable.
You know how Trip did.
Plethora.
I said that shit the other day to somebody. I was dying.
I say
Nobody gets it.
I only say it that way now.
Yeah, like,
only. So
potato,
I think
potato.
Exactly.
Exactly. There
It's
you
got to be amicable. Like we have to agree that maybe we've just reached our end, and it doesn't have to be like I hate you.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the best way to end a friendship, or even not really end the friendship, but just we probably have outgrown each other, or just grown opposite of each other, right? And
Is there a healthy way to have that conversation?
I feel like that sounds like
It sounds
that's a
good.
perfect
He's
world.
saying like it doesn't have to be nasty.
No, it doesn't sometimes.
Yeah.
But what happens when it's already nasty?
I think maturity it depends on the age. It depends on, I guess, the maturity of each individual. It's like, I feel like if I was gonna separate from a friend that I have deep love for, it's like, bro, I just feel like, again, maybe we've argued too much to where it's gotten to a point where there's resentment, and I love you too much for that. So I'd rather us just not even further the relationship, but just know that I love you and I'm rooting for you from this side. But if we stay together and it's the way that it is,
had this energy when we had our falling out, right?
I didn't want us to be over.
No, I agree.
didn't
But
want
He's like, I still wanted you.
I
I wasn't over you.
I think that our situation that we already talked about last week, and then on the intro video, so you guys will get a lot of the dynamics. But I think that that's a perfect situation because unfortunately, shit just happened the way that it happened.
Right.
And obviously, especially again, hindsight, we can literally see how things kept stacking up.
Mm-hmm.
But when the final, not final, but when it finally got to that point, it was just like, all right. It was too late to even say, yo, bro, this ain't.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I
Before
think,
you know it, Suck My Dicks was all over the place.
right, and that's what I wanted to address. And it wasn't all over the place. It was coming from one direction. But anyway,
Now we both that energy was real on both sides. He just didn't go.
he
just didn't say that.
Okay, he didn't verbalize that.
But he basically did, because that's the only reason why I said that.
No way.
He said it in a very nice way.
No.
And I was like, what?
No, I know what I said to you. I said, stop being a diva. That's what I said to him. I said, stop being a
He hates
diva.
that.
He's like,
That's calling me a bitch, right?
He's like, did you just call me a whole ass nigga in front of my friends? In front of my friends? Suck my dick.
You're
nigga.
arguing with it. I'm real shit. If you're arguing with,
No, if
with,
you call me a diva, nigga,
yeah, that's calling me a bitch.
Yeah, I'm like, it's
different.
it's wild. If we're having an argument, you call me a diva. You might
That's
as well.
calling me a bitch.
You might as well.
Nah.
I would take it as a compliment. So I'm glad you
You're
think I look
a
good.
woman.
You're as a girl. I'm pretty
Can
sure
we
you
take her
would.
mic? That's why women say.
There, she just got one.
Yeah,
She just.
Yo, there's shots
But
everywhere
I
right
think it
now.
was a compliment. He was giving you a compliment.
No, that ain't no.
No,
compliment.
I understood fully
Nah,
what he meant at
yeah.
that moment too.
Yeah.
Because if I was his angry translator, what he really said is, "You being a bitch."
No, that in our reality, that was literally how I felt. Like when he said that, that's why I was like, nigga, what?
That's
Who's on the
what-
phone with us? Rob? Silas?
Silas, maybe. Yeah. Silas. Yep.
I would have loved to be a fly on that wall.
No, I don't.
Nah, it was
Please,
it was
you would have definitely
what's
been a
up?
fly on the wall.
it was
Because I referred to him a few times on the phone, like, bro, when
Right,
we
yo,
spoke,
but
when we spoke prior, I said,
Yeah.
blah blah blah. Yeah.
Wait, Silas on the phone? You already. All right, so yeah.
Let's skip.
So okay. Here's the interesting thing about the commentary you just said. You said, there was a whole bunch of stuff said, and I think that's the part that's not being acknowledged.
Yeah.
There's no way to have a healthy conversation when it's coming from a place of anger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Like, so I think that's the unrealistic part of it, because it's like, how many times have you had a situation where you didn't want the friendship to end or whatever the case may be,
Mm-hmm.
and then you just seen that the directions were going left and right or whatever, and you're like, you know what, I think it's time to have a conversation.
Right.
No one does that shit in real life.
But I think that once the emotion subsides, that's when it's kind of just like, all right, we kind of both overdid it.
But I'm saying,
Yeah,
but
if
that's
one
to
person is
rebuild
saying-
the. Usually, that's in a space of rebuilding a friendship.
Sometimes it's not, because sometimes you realize, hey, this person's not my cup of tea, and I don't need to talk to them anymore.
That's fair. That's fair.
So
Did we touch on ghosting?
No, let's talk about
Because that's kind of, I think that's a good segue into like whether or not that's the most healthy, and not so much like where we never speak again, but slowly but surely, right? It like the text go from yo, let's link to like, hey, how
it
you
with
doing?
intent?
Nah.
Hope
'cause
all is well.
Though and I think I touched on this last topic, last episode. Us just casually, like the conversation just fizzing out, or whatever you want to call it.
Is that considered ghosting?
That's but no, I don't think it's ghosting, and I don't think that that's necessarily a breakup. At some point in time, we might be able to connect again and be like, oh shit, like I don't really know what happened, life, whatever,
Yeah,
Let's link back up. But it doesn't mean that the
Got it,
the friendship is
That's
done.
true. That's true.
However, now I do feel like more often than not, ghosting is an option that is taken. It's either extremely confrontational or ghosting. Like it's for me, at least from what I've seen.
yeah,
Either we're butting the fuck, heads, or I'ma just stay the fuck over here, you stay over there, and subs. The good old subs.
no subs.
Yeah, but not, like it's sad because that's always a part of
Yeah.
because and here's why it makes sense now. Wow, it's all making sense. But
All you need is a good old podcast to make it make sense.
subs come when the ghosting happens, right? Because you're essentially like left without any clarity, right?
Yep.
There's no sense of like, all right,
Right.
Yeah.
so it's just you're sitting here trying to figure out what the fuck happened, what went wrong. So now you're like, oh well, I'm gonna share this because this person was moving weird towards me. This person did that towards me, like,
Yeah.
and you clearly want to express how you feel,
And I think
right?
that's where your portion comes in. Where that's probably instead
the
of
best
subbing,
time.
that's
Yeah,
when
the best time to
yeah.
have that conversation.
Yes, during that time. But why do we choose the former of doing subs versus the latter of being responsible and actually having the conversation?
Ego.
Oh
I
yeah,
was
ego,
gonna say
emotions.
pride.
Yeah, pride for sure.
How many times have there been situations where it's like, I'm not finna hit him up first. I'm not gonna be the one. Like, I'm
I'm gonna
not.
justify the shit of why I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah. Facts.
That's crazy.
Like, I done hit him up 3 times within the last 17 years.
I'm tired of
Like,
being a bigger
yeah.
person. No, being a bigger person is really exhausting though. Like especially
Nah, it is, and it gets
can
to a
be.
point where you're like, you know what? I'm on my little nigga shit today. Fuck this.
for me,
shit.
it's just like, do you value me as much as I value you?
Right.
And I feel like if I have to be the one that keeps having to be the person that's above, and what did Obama say? When they go high, when they go low, you go high. That shit's exhausting.
Yeah.
Every time. Like y'all don't want to go high. Y'all just want to get high.
But
So
I,
I'm not gonna hold you. Like that's something that I really, 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 really strive to get to.
I don't know.
I
if
would
I'm
love
there
to be
yet.
in a space where like what Jesus say, turn out the cheek, like
You say Jeezy or Jesus?
Jesus.
I heard Jeezy. I heard Jeezy.
Like, what song is that?
he definitely didn't say that.
Yeah.
But no, like just
Wait, I'm like, wait a minute.
that's
what song?
ideal, obviously, to handle the situation where it's like, honestly, this shit really doesn't faze me. But again, the reality of the situation is,
I just don't buy into that notion of just turning the other cheek, because it's like,
I don't.
But I
because-
don't think it's turning the other cheek because you want to have a conversation. You can just say what you have to say. It's not like you got to be like, I'm sorry for something that you think you didn't do.
But let's be real though, right? If you are having a situation with a friend, you guys are bumping heads or whatever. You guys already been in a weird space, right? And then they hit you up to say, "Yo, honestly, like how I'm feeling, I don't think that we're on the same page." What is your reaction gonna be like in our reality?
If I feel the same way.
No, even if you didn't, like,
I understand the question, and
Nigga,
I
I'm like,
what
get
the
the
fuck out of here?
Y'all are childish. No,
Oh,
nigga,
dogs.
what the fuck are we talking about?
no, y'all.
I'm like, you
childish.
bring absolutely
Now
nothing.
we're gonna have all the conversation.
I already see where this was going. Because
Okay.
that's why I say I can't turn the other cheek. Because it's
But
like,
it's just like,
how
hey.
dare you? How dare you? I'm over here, nigga, trying to put all this shit together. And you're like, you know what? I really don't see this going anywhere.
Bitch, fuck
because of you.
You gave up on me like the rest of them did. Nah, fuck out of here.
Yeah, no.
Like Linda, Alicia. Like,
Nah, dead ass. I'm totally with you there, bro. So,
but I mean,